Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning, everybody. No, everybody. Good morning.
Good morning.
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 Good morning, Michael.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Anyone have some good news that they want to share? Anything cool going on? Anyone wants to share with the people? Any-
I had my first closing today since December 7th.
In my vehicle yesterday for the first time in 2 years.
Becca, Rob finally drove a female in his vehicle for the first time in 2 years. So congratulations, Becca. Congratulations.
I feel honored.
A married woman, but mad game.
She must not be happily married.
Yeah. Anyone else have something good to share?
I finally got one of my buyers. They finally got their
Pre-approval?
yes, they got
Okay.
approval.
Gene's got a pre-approved buyer he's been waiting on. That's awesome. Anyone else on Zoom land have something cool to share?
I had my first closing today in 2
Okay,
months.
yeah, right. How about you, Mary? You got something good to share?
Can you hear
I
me?
can't hear you. Are you muted, Mary?
No, I'm not muted, but I am
I can't hear you
driving.
for some reason. Look at Stacy out in the conditions. I love it. All right. So can we hear them? I wonder if
Test. Can you hear me, Amy?
can someone test the mic? I don't know, I'm having trouble.
Can you hear me, Amy? It's Lisa.
No, I can't hear her either.
Can you hear me? I'm talking.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Morning.
Hello? Can you guys hear?
Starting route to 4263.
Lots of technology issues this morning.
Lisa, I
Take
can
my
hear
brain.
you. Can you hear me? Yeah, we can hear each other on Zoom.
Yeah, I can hear
Yeah,
everybody
should
on
be.
Zoom.
Yeah, I can hear you all too.
Hurry, let's all talk smack.
Right before the mic goes on.
God, that Amy, God, she sucks at technology.
Really good at real estate, though.
She's good at everything but technology. Like, I'm gonna
Good
get her a
thing she's
shirt.
pretty and she knows real estate because otherwise.
Amy, we're talking shit about you.
Hey, no, I deserve that. Absolutely. I'm a grandma. I tell everyone all the time.
Like, she's good at everything but technology.
Right. Especially Zooms. Those are my weakness. So you know this.
Hey, Corey Welch was asking to get into the Zoom.
No, let's not let him in. Okay. But don't
Oh,
mess
my
with okay, now we can hear you. So I don't know who was first. Maybe Becca talking about her Uber ride last night from Rob. I don't know.
I just said I was honored.
Oh, Becca was honored. So shout out to Rob. Anyone for all of your travel needs, Rob, especially if you're a female. Okay. And then I think either Lisa or Mary, I don't know which one of you is next. Maybe Mary?
You can go, Lisa.
Well, Lisa's camera is off now. So Mary, it's
Fine.
your turn.
I have my first closing today in 2 months.
Hey, girl.
Start of
Yeah.
this month.
Love it. I love it.
So I'm excited.
That is awesome. That is awesome. Anyone else have anything they want to share? There's a little chat here. Oh, everyone else could hear each other. That's so crazy. Okay. All right. So today, I want to talk about something that is like near and dear to my heart, and it is being the best agent ever and what it takes to be the best agent ever. And right from the beginning, right, you want to set the standard for how you're going to interact with your clients. So what I always suggest is anytime you have a new client, even if it's a referral, if you can, the most preferential thing is to meet with them in person, face to face. Most of us have offices to meet in, find an office space, meet with them one-on-one. That way you can talk about everything to do with the real estate transaction face to face, especially like if it's a cold lead or someone new. If you can meet them before you start the process, I highly recommend it. And it could be a Zoom. If it comes to a Zoom, I've definitely done that before. And the worst case scenario, you have like a heart to heart at the first house you show them. But I really like meeting my clients in person for a lot of reasons, especially if they're new. So I get a lot of referrals from past clients, and I've had lots of cold leads before. And what I'll do is I'll bring them into the office and I'll actually have a one-on-one sit down meeting with each of them. And during this, I call it a crap sandwich, right? So we're going to talk about good, and then the bad, and then the good. So the good is figuring out what they want, right? It's figuring out where they're going, why they're motivated, what their time frame is. Are they upsizing? Are they downsizing? Are they moving closer to family or work, or doing something exciting? You want to find out their motivation. That's huge. Then we're going to talk the bad. Whatever, the market. We want to educate them on the market, where the market is. So the market obviously has been pretty competitive for a long time. So you want to be upfront with them. And when I'm talking to them about that, I'm telling them, I brought you in here because the market right now, I don't know if you're aware of where it is. And I'll usually ask, have you been paying attention to the market? And because okay. Oh, I don't know how to do that. Figure it out. Okay. So thank you, Ingrid. So when I have a client like come in, I'm talking about, are you aware of where the market is? And because it was such a, volatile and intense market, most people had some concept of it. Oh yeah, I've heard it's crazy or whatever. We'll break it down for them. Yes. What we've run into is, we have a shortage of homes for the amount of buyers that are shopping. And like educate them, because we're in a great community where we know where the market is at all times. So we can talk freely about that and educate everyone like that we come in contact with. So if we're sitting down with the buyer, we can say, hey, listen, the market has been intense. Great houses sell very quickly. And so, we need to be equipped going in to be prepared. Things like, and then maybe you're going to talk about what an appraisal guarantee is, or what an escalation clause is, what things are required to get offers accepted. Because even right now, great homes are still selling with multiple offers, and educating them up front on where the market is. And what I'll say is, this is why I brought you here. I didn't want to be at the first home and say, it's the home of your dreams, and say, okay, great. I'm Amy. It's nice to meet you. Do you want to make an offer on this home? You have to go $10,000 over asking, and we need to do an escalation clause, and we need to do an appraisal guarantee, and and we have to do it right away. So that takes that like sales pressure off. And I'll say, if it's the right home, great. We'll make a move and get that property. If it's not, well, let's look at 10 more if it takes it. So we're having that conversation. The other thing I like about meeting someone in person, it's much easier to have the finance conversation. You're over the phone. sometimes it can get awkward. People are either protective of their finances, or they maybe are, nervous to share. They don't know what their credit score is. Maybe they're insecure about like where their, finance ability is currently. And so having a one-on-one conversation with them and really like talking them through the process, it also makes them more open-minded to using the lender of your choice too. So if they're not already pre-approved, then you can have a conversation and kind of guide them to work with someone that like, and trust. So, okay. So then after that conversation, then we're back to good. So it's like, good, what's your motivation? Bad, finance in the market. And then we're at good again. And then I want you to focus on your customer service, your value add to them. What sets you apart from other agents? And during this time, talk about, so for me, like what has kind of been life-changing as an agent, and I actually shared this with Mary in the office, but is aligning with a showing partner, right? So part of my customer service is any home that comes on the market that you want to see, I'm going to get you into that. We have a great network, and anyone in any real estate office, I highly encourage you to do that. Like, have somebody that will show people homes for you, and like either for a price per home or a percentage of the sale once it closes, depending on your arrangement. So that way I say to them, well, okay, so I try to be available by phone at all times, right? Because you're going to have questions, and I want you to be able to ask those questions, because a lot of times I'll be able to answer them off the top of my head. If I don't respond, maybe, I'm busy or something, I promise I'll get back to you and adhere to that for sure. Then I'll say, so as a real estate agent, sometimes I'm going to be booked. I'm going to have things, in the evening. I might be showing a client. I might have an event. I might be out of town. What I have done as a customer service for my clients is partnered with showing agents that are willing to take my clients out and show them. If I'm not available, I'll connect them. When I do connect them with somebody, I make it a big deal. Okay, so I'm making a group text. I'm including whatever agent I'm referring to and my client, and I'm saying, connecting with my client, I'm not available, and it could be for any reason, honestly, but okay, I'm not available on Thursday. However, Aiden from my team is available and he can show you that house. Aiden's not licensed, so I'm not actually going to let him do that yet. But one day. But I'll say, Aiden from my team is going to show you. I'll put it in the group chat. I'll say, Heather, Aiden from my team is going to show you this home tonight. If you guys have any questions or anything, please let me know. Aiden's a great agent. Like, I'll do something to hype up that agent, and I'll do something to hype up my client, right? Because I want them to feel good about what they're doing, because A, I'm appreciative to whatever agent is showing my client, and B, I want my clients to know how much I value them, and that it's nothing to do with me not valuing them. I'm just tied up. So, I'll say, so Aiden will meet you at the house. As soon as it's confirmed, he'll put it in this group chat, and he'll meet you at the home at 7 p.m. Heather's a great client. She's been looking for a first-time home, and she's really looking for a nice kitchen, or she's really, looking forward to upsizing her property, whatever it is. And that way everyone's in the know. And as I'm talking to my client at this consultation, I'm saying, someone is going to may show it on my behalf, but I'll still do all the negotiating and everything so that you're well taken care of through the process. So I feel like it builds this really good rapport right from the beginning. So you've set yourself up as a professional. A lot of times, real estate agents aren't always taken seriously, but them seeing a professional office environment, I feel like kind of sets things apart. So that they see, oh, okay, this is an actual professional. Okay. A lot of times, if I feel that maybe they could be like flaky or something, I will make it part of it where I'll actually have them sign a buyer's contract right there at that consultation meeting. So, okay. Any questions on that so far? Anything? Okay. All right. So the other thing that I like to talk about while I'm there are the fees to be expected. So people purchase homes, every 5-10 years first-time home buyers, a lot of times they don't realize all the fees that are part of the transaction. So I like making them aware of that, like talking about, appraisals, private home inspections, things like that, earnest money deposit. That way everyone is on the same page going in. And I think that really helps them and educates them, even if they've purchased a home before, times have changed, or it's been so long, maybe they forgot some of the things. So, and I always say that I'm a patient agent, right? So I tell them that the market sometimes will make me almost seem impatient, because I'm like, okay, well, if you want this home, we have to decide immediately, pretty much. But I'm a patient person. I want you to find the best home that you can get at a price you can comfortably afford. And I feel like that is true. Like, so, sometimes people are pre-approved for 300,000, but they really should be spending 225, and I want people to be comfortable. Find the best house you can at a price you can comfortably afford. Okay. So be responsive. This is a huge one. The best agents answer their phones. And I know a lot of times, we, may get random texts or calls from telemarketers, solicitors, like whatever, but try to answer your phone all the time. Reply to their texts, reply to their emails. If your phone is ringing at any given time, it could be your next client, your next transaction. So a couple of tricks that I've learned, like on my phone, and I have an iPhone, sorry, Android users. I'm sure there's a version out there for you guys, but unreading text messages for me. So like anytime you look at my phone, I'll have like a ton, like I have 28 unread texts right now, but those are all tasks that I need to do. And if you read a text on my phone, if you slide right, you can unread the text. And that way it's like my ongoing to-do list. You can also pin people to the top. So I always have like my 9 or however many it is, 6, 9, whatever it is, 9 hottest clients. They're always pinned at the top. And that way they're always in my mind. And what that does, it's like a trigger for me to always keep in contact. So if I have Stacy and Chris, well, they're in their process of their mortgage process. So that's just a trigger for me to be able to like stay in contact with them. So I'll see them up top every week. I'm like, hey, just checking in. Everything seems to be going good with your mortgage process. It's kind of like the top of mind thing. And it really does help me to take care of like those clients at all times, because I want to always be doing warm touches throughout the entire process. The other thing that I highly recommend is if you can do auto reply messages. So sometimes you'll be at dinner with friends or with a client or leading a training, whatever, attending a training, and maybe you don't want to take a phone call. I have 3 autoresponders. So when a call comes in, I'm with a client, I'm on the phone, or I'm participating in a training. And if I see a call come in, I'll hit one of those, and then that allows me to respond, and it sends you basically an unread text for your response. And that's a follow-up when you're done with whatever you're doing. And sometimes I'll be honest, I'll do it when I'm at dinner with friends. I'll just say, hey, I'm with a client right now. But that'll give me some time, like, so that I can respond when it's an appropriate time. The other thing I love doing is there's a focus mode on your phone. I don't know, again, Apple users, but you can put this focus mode on that will stop all incoming things, and it can say whatever you want it to say. Mine is typically like, attending a training today. I'll have limited access to my phone. I'll reply back as soon, or I'll give, it's an auto reply. So it'll say, thank you so much for contacting me. I'm attending a training right now. I will call you on a break, or I'll call you as soon as I'm available. And what that allows is, like, if I'm doing a longer thing, or like, I'll be honest, I went to like a spa day with my sister. I use that. And that way every text was auto replied to with that blanket statement. I'm attending a training. I'll call you, as soon as I'm available. And that way your clients still feel good, because you don't want to like just ghost them. They're getting some sort of response from you, but know that you'll follow up later on. So, use your calendar. Like, if anyone who is not using their digital calendar on their phone, use it. It's awesome, because then I do everything in there. So mine is everything on my schedule, every meeting, every showing, every client appointment, everything is in there. And then I also will use it as a reminder to call people. You know, I'll say, oh, I need to follow up with Kevin on this date. I'll put it in my phone, and that way it'll trigger it when I'm supposed to contact Kevin and see where he is with this search. So highly recommend that. Additionally, notes, you know, keep notes on every client. I'm really obsessed with that. Like, I love keeping notes about whatever I learn about them as I'm getting to know them. So maybe I learn their kids' names or their dog child, or, you know, whatever it is, something, their favorite beer to drink or whatever. Like, I love keeping notes on my clients. And if any of you have like maybe a medical professional or something, and they'll ask you, oh, you know, what have you been doing, or how your kids doing or something, they're taking notes on you. That's what a professional does. They know their client. And so getting to know them on a very personal level so that you have notes about them is huge. That way they feel like you care, because that's what sets you apart, right? So if you're treating this job like just a salesperson, it's not enough. Okay. You need to treat it as a people person, right? You need to really be relational with them as you're meeting them. Okay. So, any questions on any of that so far? Comments, anything? Okay. So when you show a home or when you meet someone for the first time, think of it as showtime, right? So you want to be 100% on, and you know, it may not be your natural instinct. Like, I'm pretty like upbeat and happy, and that might not be my natural nature, but I can be that. And I encourage you to be that, because people want to be around people that are positive and upbeat and, you know, excited about their job, right? So that sets you apart again. So if you meet someone and you're like, you know, like, hey, like, nice to meet you, versus, hey, it's awesome to meet you, I'm excited. Like, there's a difference. It sets you apart. I have been complimented so many times for like my energy and my enthusiasm for my job. That is huge. You should be excited about what you're doing, or you shouldn't be in real estate. I'm sorry. Like, you need to be excited about what you're doing. We can make a ton of money doing this job, and it can be fun. And if you think of it as that, if you think of it as, this is going to be a fun experience, I'm going to connect with these people, I'm going to help them, I'm going to build like a great relationship here. And if you really focus on that and bring that enthusiasm and the energy to every client that you meet, it's going to be what sets you apart. I mean, there's a lot of agents that are just walking around like again, like the cloud over their head. And it's, people don't want to be around that. If I'm there and I'm like, oh, Katie, it's so great to meet you, I'm excited to find you a house, like, that's so different than, you know, the alternative. So when you're showing a home, you want to follow their lead, right? So some clients are going to be really timid. They're not going to want to, you know, they're going to want you to lead them through the whole home. Right? And other clients, they know what they're looking for, and they're going to, so just kind of follow what they're doing. Open doors for them, like closet doors, especially. That's a big one. Like, some people don't think, like, as a real estate agent, like, I'm open, you know, if they even look at the outside of a closet door, I'm opening it for them. And I have tons of clients who have said, oh, I feel bad, I don't like looking in their stuff. No, if this is your home, you want to know what the inside of the closet looks like. You want to know how much storage you're going to have. Or they'll be like, can I use the bathroom? Like, and they'll be like embarrassed. Absolutely, you got to test the plumbing. This might be the right house for you, whatever. Like, you know, just like make it lighthearted. Like, you want to make them feel comfortable. Open cupboards for them. Open the pantry door. Mike's laughing at me. But seriously, every time someone's like, I need to use the bathroom, I think like, absolutely. Like, I might test the plumbing. Like, I've literally like, I'm like, yeah, I need to use the bathroom. This home actually has toilet paper. I've been showing homes all day without toilet paper. So like, whatever. And I'll just make a joke out of it, whatever. So let's see. So follow their lead. While you're there, really, really pay attention. And I'm serious. Pay attention to what they are saying. Pay attention to everything. What they like. where they spend the most time in the house, right? So are they sitting in the kitchen for a long time? Are they kind of beelining to the garage? What their priorities are, what they're focused on, what they comment on. Pay attention to their kids' name, their dog names, their dislikes. People love to know that you care. So while you're in there, be taking notes, mental notes, and then maybe put them in your phone when you leave, when you're in your car after. Pay attention to what they like. Typically, I show a buyer 2 to 3 times. And that's it. And then they're under contract. And the reason is because I'm constantly paying attention. So if I'm seeing, Beverly loves a big kitchen, right? So we're focused on that the whole time. Like I repeat that back to her. Oh yeah, I know you said you love to cook, and wow, look at all the cabinets in this kitchen. I'm highlighting the features that are important to Beverly. Or, if Derek loves a giant garage. Oh, well, this one has a 2.5 car, extra deep, focus on what they like. Okay. So then when you're looking for homes for them on the MLS, you can say, oh, this one looks great. This one looks like it has, the bigger bedroom that you wanted or whatever. So having that knowledge of what they're looking for is huge, because then you can use it during your shopping experience. If they bring their parents, don't panic. It can be stressful to get an extra set of eyes up in there. And all of a sudden, I remember the first couple of times, I was like, shoot, the parents are here, and the parents are usually negative. That's their job. They're trying to protect their kid. Don't be offended by that. If you're a parent, you know what you would do for your kid. And if you're a kid, your parents would do anything to protect you. This is the thing, right? They want the best for you, right? So instead of being like, oh no, it's uncomfortable or it's awkward or whatever, embrace it. So if a parent comes, I thank them. Thank you so much for coming. That's awesome. I love that you're supporting Jenny in the search or whatever. I'll compliment them. You have a great daughter. She's being super responsible. I love that she's purchasing a home so young, something like that. I love extra sets of eyes on the property. I want to make sure she gets a good home. Immediately start building trust with those parents, because ultimately they could be the thing that tips the scale on whether or not your Jenny decides to purchase the home. So as I'm talking to them, I'll always say, and I mean this because I was a first-time home buyer who had an amazing agent who took great care of me. I want to make sure that she gets a home that's structurally sound, that the big improvements are done. Hopefully it'll have a newer furnace or a newer roof, things that are not fun to spend money on. I'm like, she can make things beautiful over time, but I want to get her something that's a good investment, that's structurally sound. And parents love that, because that's what they want for their kid. And they know better because they've been homeowners at some point and they know what's important. Spending $5,000 on a furnace is not fun. Spending $5,000 in a kitchen, that's fun, right? You're not going to be like, oh, hey, everybody, come see my furnace. It's amazing. I just spent $5,000 on it. No one's saying that. But if you get some new cabinets or maybe a brand new bathroom, that's exciting. And that's something to show off. And so I'll say, you can make things beautiful over time. And that way you can make it yours. I've had clients walk into a brand new, cherry wood kitchen and we'd have to rip out all the cabinets because we like white cabinets or whatever, or the opposite. It's a white kitchen. No, we prefer oak, whatever. And so that's, money that, you don't want your client to have to spend to change taste, right? So at least, they get a structurally sound home that they can make their own over time. Let's see. The other thing is, think of your customer service, especially, always being the very, very best version of you in front of the parents. I cannot tell you the number of parents that have come back to me because of how I treated their kid. They saw that my customer service level was high. I had a girl who spent $70,000 on a Gibraltar home 7 years ago. Her dad and her mom, divorced, came to every showing, and they would each come. And I was always over the top. And this is back before I was even I was selling probably, I don't know, 12 homes a year or something, but I treated her amazing because I was excited, right? I loved what I was doing, and she could see that. And so the mom has come to me, the dad, her brother, one of her like stepbrothers, like they've all come back to me. So that $70,000 buyer, because of the agent that I was then, has turned into, probably $1.5 million worth of sales, maybe more. And they're coming back again. And hopefully they're still procreating, because I love that family. No, but, and it's repeatable, right? I mean, if you're being consistent, if you're treating the $70,000 buyer like the $400,000 buyer, and your customer service level is amazing every single time, and your gratitude and your appreciation for them is high every single time, it will set you apart. Okay. Because that takes the salesperson out, and then you're the people person, and that's who you should be. And every time I meet with any client, that's the first thing I'm doing. Thank you so much for coming to my office, or I am so excited to finally meet you. Like something of appreciation and gratitude, because if you do that, it's reciprocal, right? Then they feel appreciated, and then they appreciate you back. So I highly, highly encourage that. So the other thing, any questions or comments or feedback? Anyone? Oh, you, Lisa? Okay, I'm shocked.
Shocking. So the thing I'm noticing that Amy is saying, which I absolutely love, of course, is she's pointing out things they like, not to necessarily sell them the home, but so that they know that she's paying attention and that she truly genuinely cares about them. And that's the deposit that she's making every time she's doing that. And if you're noticing, she's just being confident regardless. She is saying, I don't care if the parents show up, I don't care if they're negative, I am going to be super confident, and I'm taking control of this transaction. And those are the things that's harder as a newer agent, but it's imperative, right? I learned it the hard way. Amy learned it the hard way, that in the beginning, you let those clients kind of trample all over you because whatever, they're more certain than you are. But this is the time when you say, no, I'm more certain. I'm the one with the real estate license, right? So in your mind, you just have to go in there with complete confidence, and whatever comes at you, like Amy said, if it's awkward and uncomfortable, you make a joke about it, you laugh it off, you make them feel comfortable. And that's a big thing. So I just wanted to add that, Amy, that you just do it so well that explaining it out a little bit more, like you have to take control of that conversation every single time. The minute I lose control of a conversation, I'm in big trouble. Do you agree, Amy?
Yeah. Oh, for sure. And I remember being that lack of confidence when I was first showing homes, because I didn't know, like I had purchased a couple homes, but like I didn't know. And so like newer agents, I highly recommend go to lots of home inspections. Like, even if you're volunteering to do home inspections for other agents, hey, if anyone needs me to sit at a home inspection, because you need to know what to look for as a buyer's agent, right? You don't want to sell a bad home. Like that's my thing. Like I never sweat the inspection because I don't want to sell a bad home, because who's that going to reflect on? Me. So even if I didn't do anything, if something goes wrong in the home and they didn't do an inspection, it's going to reflect poorly on me. And so I got better and better at looking as we're going through a home. They're focused on the granite and the paint colors and maybe like the furniture and how it fits in the room. And I'm like, any cracks in the ceiling? What's the basement look like? It's kind of smelly down here. Like I'm looking at the bottom of the paneling. I'm looking at these little details, looking, are there GFIs by the, to see like if there's been electrical upgrades. Like I'm like looking at the deeper things, and I'll flat out tell this to my clients. Like I'll be like, it's fine, but look deeper, right? Because if I'm like, that roof is definitely going to need replaced in the next few years. I'm not an expert, but I can see it peeling up. I've sat in enough home inspections to know what a roof looks like if it needs, it's going to need to end of its lifespan. And I'll bring those kind of things up to my clients, because I don't want to sell them a bad home. I'm not there to sell a home. I'm there to take care of them and in the best way that I can. And I swear to God, I'll repeat this over and over. If you take care of the people, the money comes, because people will trust you. They will trust you. They'll refer you, because I mean, I just had 3 siblings. The one sister bought, she's like, oh my gosh, you have to use my agent. So she sent me to the sister, and then she sent me to their brother. Like, there's no better feeling than that, because you don't have to sell yourself to them. You're already in, right? So you did the work up front, because you're treating everyone the same with this high level of customer service, being the very best agent that you can be. And it will continue on. Always, if someone is saying, like, if the parents are a factor, they need to be at every showing. If they're gonna, if Megan, my client I just had, she's like, well, I'd really like to bring my dad back to see this home. I'm like, you know what? Let's just bring your dad to every showing. I don't mind. The more the merrier. And so then her dad was there at the next showing. I was like, this is a solid house. Gave my whole, like, this is what's important. This is what I want for Megan. I want a solid home. I want, mechanicals updated, blah, 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 blah. This has the new furnace, new roof, final windows, blah, blah, blah. The tick list of everything. Great. He's like, this is a good, solid house. Yep. We're making an offer, right? Because you have the decision makers in the room. So if it's a boyfriend that has an opinion, or, wherever the money is coming from, if a parent's helping or something, bring them along. Make sure you have all the decision makers in the room. If they're going to ask questions, sometimes you're going to be showing a house, you're not going to know the answer. You're going to be, they're going to ask what the taxes are going to go up to. They're going to ask, some detail about the house that you don't know. Don't answer a question if you don't know it. That's like my honest, like, you can say, I don't know. You know what? I'm not sure. I'm going to follow up with the other agent. Or, you know what? I really don't know, but I'll definitely look into it. And then follow up and look into it and get them the answer back. Take notes if you need to. If you're new, maybe take some notes while you're showing homes, in case they have some question that you can answer. The other thing is, don't step outside of your lane. I highly recommend stay in your lane. And by that, I mean, if they're asking about what their taxes will go up to, hey, you might know the millage rate for Gibraltar, but you're not the assessor. So what I'll say is, it's a great question. I'll give you the number and I'll look it up, Google it, send them the assessor's number for Gibraltar. You don't want to step out of your bounds, right? What about the fence? Can I have a fence? You don't know, right? So I'll give you the building department number. That way you can actually find out. Codes change all the time. Or, things like what you don't want to happen is you say, okay, I'll call on your behalf. And then I call and I talk to Donna at the city. Well, I didn't, and Donna gives me an answer. And I repeat that answer to my clients. Little did I know Donna was filling in for Mary that day. So Donna doesn't normally work in that department. And Donna spoke out of turn. She didn't know that was not the right answer. And so then I'm on the hook for it. So I tell my buyer, you need to be the one to contact. That way they hear it right from the municipality who sets the rules, right? So that's a protection for you, so that you never get in a situation where, you could get in trouble, or they're like, oh, well, you told me this. Well, yeah, I got it right from the city, but it wasn't the right person. So definitely encourage them. That way you can always say it's the city's fault, right? It's not Amy's fault for giving you the bad advice or something. If you can't find them a home, a great agent, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this because I do nag about this a lot. A great agent looks for a home for them, right? They don't wait. They're not sitting back like, oh, I wonder if a house will come on the market. No, you are looking. You're aggressively looking. You are calling, door knocking. You're doing a mailer. You're looking for absentee owners in that neighborhood. You're prospecting, circle prospecting, whatever. You're doing something to generate a lead for your buyer. I have, 4 different buyers. I'm calling 4 different neighborhoods right now to find a home and a condo that's right for my client. I'm not sitting and waiting, hoping, to the, real estate gods that a house pops up on the market. I'm doing the work. I'm doing the footwork. I'm going to find something. I'm motivated. I'm dedicated to them. That is going to set you apart. A normal everyday agent is not going to do that. You have to do the things that are different if you want to be the best. You have to do the things that are above and beyond that lazy agents aren't doing. We're hardworking agents. If you, I mean, think about this, like if I'm calling and I'm saying to someone who's like, yeah, I would consider, I don't know, I haven't really thought about selling. And I say, if I could get you as much time as you need to find your next place and the price that you would want, then would you consider moving? I mean, seriously, like here, it's a silver platter. You take your time to find your right place and I'll get you the price you want. Then all of a sudden you have an off-market sale that you don't have to stress about competing over. So do those things that set you apart. Once they find the right home, you want to, oh, this is the house. Okay, awesome. I want to do everything I can to put a great offer in place. Now, remember, when we first talked, when we first spoke, when we first met, whatever, I talked about some of the things that are required to get a home in today's market. We're going to have to circle back around to those things. And then you recap. Remember, we talked about the appraisal guarantee. We talked about offering free occupancy. We talked about all of the things to build a great offer. And so what I need to know is for this home, where are you at? Like how much do you know this is the right home? Because in order to set you up to win, I have to know, what are you willing to do to get this home? And, I like, think of it as a partnership. I want to help you, I want to help you win, right? You want to win together. So, and I'll actually, put together an offer based on how much, is this house a 10 for you? Then we really have to go for it. When you get something, a couple things. Let me go back. You want to partner with a great lender. And remember at the beginning, I said that was part of our financial talk, right? That you can kind of move them to your lender. And the reason you want to have a great lender is because the experience up until you find the right home and a contract gets accepted, it's on you, right? You're doing everything you can to make that experience as great as you possibly can, but then you're handing it off. Right? You're giving it to a lender and they better damn well have the same level of customer service that you have, because if they drop the ball, guess what the client's going to remember? A shitty experience from contract to closing where, it could be poor communication. It could be, things that were unseen that are popping up and you have issues mid-contract. You really have to align with someone that will take the same level of seriousness and care for your client, because that's going to be the majority of what they remember up to the closing table. And so that's so huge. I can't emphasize that enough. Align with someone that is like you or is like them, right? So if you're giving a great customer service and that's like your thing, then maybe it's someone like that. But if they're an analytical personality and you have an analytical lender or an amiable lender and an amiable personality, then that's a match too. So there's two ways you can match, either your customer service style or their personality style. So just keep that in mind, because I swear to God, it is life-changing when they have a good experience from contract to close. Once you're under contract, don't fall off the grid. Right? You don't have a big responsibility. What do we have to do? We're chilling for the most part, right? I mean, maybe there's some title things you got to work out, maybe a little bit of paperwork, but other than that, it's in the lender's hands, right? It's in the lender's hands. They're collecting documents. It's going into underwriting. Don't ghost them. Still be present. So each week, like I said, I have that top 9. I'm saying something to them each week. Hey, just, thinking about you guys, everything, the process seems to be going really great. The appraisal is scheduled for this day, like some sort of a warm touch on a consistent basis, because you don't want to just show up at the closing table and all of a sudden you're a stranger again because you guys haven't connected the whole time. Because you never know, at some point, maybe one of their friends, oh yeah, and my coworker is starting to look for a home or something, or maybe a house will pop up in the neighborhood they're purchasing in. I'll say something like, hey, any of your friends want to move to that neighborhood? Like what, like just stupid, like a house right around the block for you is going for a sale. Do you know any of your friends that are looking to move in that neighborhood? Like something, but any kind of warm touch during that time so that you don't lose connection. Okay. Oh, when you attend the no, wait, hold on. You get an offer accepted. I want to go over this too. When you get an offer accepted, immediately team up with the other agent. You want to form a team with that person. They are your team member. You want the exact same thing they do. You want happy clients at the end of the day that are willing to refer you and to get paid. All right. This, at the end of the day, this is our livelihood. So you want to partner with that person arm in arm. Don't create an enemy, even if they're rude, even if they're nasty, suck it up, kiss their ass, whatever you got to do, partner with them. Okay. And I've worked with some nasty agents in the past. They would never know what goes on in here because I got my game face on. We're a team. We're a partnership. I want to help you get to the same place. Right. I mean, there's agents like, I just cringe every time my phone rings, like, or, you know, I would be like, oh, I got to call her and I don't want to talk to her. I mean, nasty agents. And I will just suck it up. Oh my gosh, I'm excited that this is happening, whatever, like turn on my game face. And, you know, we just need to get to that ending happily. And what that does, again, it sets you apart from other agents in industry. Other agents aren't doing that. They're not making those connections because you never know. Some of those nasty people, they love me. They love me for no reason. I mean, like, I don't like them, but they love me. And what that does is guess where my offer ends up, right? They're making a call to me. Like it's to the point where they're calling me and they're saying, hey, if you could bump that up just a little bit, if you know what I mean, like they're giving me insider information that they don't have to do because I'm treating them like they're amazing, regardless, even if I hate them. I'm not going to tell you who they are. But it's what sets you apart. It's going to make you different. They're not your competitor. They are your partner. They are your teammate. Treat them as such, and great things will come as a result of that. Attend your closings. Always attend your closings. I cannot emphasize this enough. That is a very big deal. It is a very big deal to the client, and you want to be there. You want to see their smile. I like doing final walkthroughs. I hated them forever, but I'm actually really embracing them because it gets you another chance to connect and then talk about the excitement of what's going to happen the next day or, you know, later on that day or whatever. So then you know, oh my gosh, it's finally here. I'm excited. You get to celebrate with them in a different way. And like, I'll joke like, oh, you still want the house, right? Like, and of course they do. They're so excited. They've already pictured their things there. Like it's a big deal. So attend the closing so that you can celebrate that with them. It's huge. And then, just kind of depends. So some of them will automatically say, okay, I'm going to tell everybody about you. If they don't, I might say something like, well, I'm unemployed now because you found a house. You know, if you happen to know of anyone that's looking, like, please consider me. I promise I'll take the best care of them because that's what's important, right? If someone's referring you, you want to make that promise that you are going to take the best care of whoever they send your way. And, you know, so I'll just say like a jokey joke, you know, whatever, like, and they better be nice, you know, don't send me anyone mean, you know, or something like that. And just, they have to be just like you though, like, or whatever. I will also, during the course of things, like if my clients are like, oh, just so you know, I did da, 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 da. I'm like, oh my gosh, great job. I wish every client could be like you, you know, like hype them up, make them feel good and appreciated. Ah, thank you so much for doing that. You know, whatever. Okay. The other thing, once people close, don't ghost them. Do not ghost them. I think it's like, and if someone knows the actual thing, raise your hand. But I think it's like 78% of people would use the same agent again, and 12% do. It's something like crazy. If someone knows the exact, but I swear to God, it's like something like that. 78% of people would use the same agent they used before. 12% do. Why do you think that is? Because they forget, because you're not staying top of mind, because you're not in their face, because you're not staying in communication with them. That's so huge, because if you are not top of mind to them, you fall off completely. And the amount of business that you can lose just by not being in touch it's detrimental. It really is. Like, instead of starting from scratch with new people constantly, pour into the people that have already supported you, that already like, know, and trust you. Pour into those people because they deserve it. Pour into those people because you actually care about them and it wasn't a number to you. It's so huge. And I say, like, at least 4 times a year, touch base with your sphere or your past clients. And so like, I always Happy New Year. And that during the Happy New Year, I'm goal setting, I'm saying something like, oh, my goal is to sell, whatever, 50 homes this year. If you know of anyone, like, keep me in mind. I'll do like something like happy spring or happy summer. Do you have any big plans? It's just a social call. Happy holidays, that's just, or back to school, especially if they're parents. I mean, fall, happy fall, do you have any plans, coming up or whatever, some sort of small talk. So usually I'll ask for business for the new year. I'll do something just happy, touching base around spring or summer. And it'll just be like social, basically. Have any fun plans this summer? You guys going on any vacations? Whatever. Or I'm so glad that the weather finally broke, something like that, something happy. And then in the fall, we'll go back to asking for business again. And then happy holidays is just, around, between Thanksgiving and Christmas, reaching out to everyone, just showing appreciation and gratitude for them. Let's see. Okay, so also things, encouraging you to keep with this business. So sending cards, positive text messages, happy phone calls, notes, dropping small gifts off, like hosting an event, maybe a client appreciation event, stopping by their homes. If someone asks you to go over to their home because they've made renovations to it, I don't care if you don't care about what they've done. I don't care. Go to that home every single time. If a client is to the point where they are inviting you into their home, that is an honor, flat out. Like if they feel that they need to share their makeover of their kitchen with you or their whatever bathroom renovation, and they want you to see it, do it. Absolutely do it. And what I'd like to do is even go back, because obviously I look at a bazillion houses, right? I can't remember like what actually they had and what they didn't. Before I meet with them, I'll go back into the MLS, look through the pictures so I see the befores, because I won't remember. My mind is like useless. And then I'll be like, oh my gosh, this was the green kitchen. This doesn't, you know what I mean? Like I'll say something like, wow, this looks amazing. Like I would have never, what a great vision you had. Compliment them on what they've done. I swear to God, this has like got me in with so many people. And when I came, I went to see my one client and she's like, oh, you have to meet my neighbors. Oh, neighbors, this is my real estate agent. You know what I mean? Like you need to be in, right? Like this is like how you build and build and build off of your business to become the very best at what you do. All right. I think that was everything. I don't know. All right. Comments, feedback, anything? Okay,
Amy, what do you say when a client says, oh, how much will my payment be on this house?
I love that question for not me. I'm like, I'll always say that's a great question. So I'm not really sure. I'm not the numbers girl. However, and then again, this is why you partner with a good lender. What I'll do is I'll send over this property to your mortgage lender, whoever that is, and maybe Rob from Empire Mortgage. I'll send over the property sheet over to your mortgage lender, and I'll have them run the numbers for you so that you can see, because I don't want to misquote it, because there's, you have to take your interest rate and your credit score, and there's a lot of variables that make up what your payment will be. So don't answer that question. Don't estimate. I do not encourage you to do that. Go to a professional. This is why there's a mortgage lender. This is why you partner with a good mortgage lender, so that you can actually like have that communication. And if a mortgage lender is not willing or able or available to do that, it's not the right mortgage lender. People should know what their payment's going to look like. People should know what their out-of-pocket expenses are. So anyone else have anything? Sean Wilmot? Just joking, Sean.
I'll chime in.
Yes, please do.
I just gotta say, kudos to Amy. That was freaking awesome. You're doing a great job.
Thank you. Yeah. Thanks, Sean.
Truly, Amy, this is amazing. And I wanted to add that part where you said you go to home inspections and you go to the final walkthrough and you go to closing. And for those of you who are building your social media, these are great times, and even the showings, right? These are great times for you to get content for your social media, whatever it is. You can take, you know, even if it's not pictures of your client, you can take pictures of or videos of the things that you're doing. So use those things to, you know, like Amy's saying, build your business for future as well.
For sure, for sure. Yes, and that's, I mean, that's a great tip actually, because we've talked before, you have to like, people have to see that you're an agent 7 different times, and that's different ways, right? They see you on a home inspection. That's not something that Amy normally does. So that, okay, well, you know, or whatever, if it's abnormal, if it's outside and you just switch jobs or something, oh, Michael O went from nursing to this. What? Michael O is doing a home inspection, right? So maybe it didn't, they maybe scroll past things, whatever, but then wait, he's doing a home inspection. I mean, it shifts the way people think. Oh, wait, okay, now he's a real estate agent. And maybe they like, then that will be, you know, somewhere in the back of their mind when it is time. Anyone else have anything? No? Okay. All right. Well, I hope everyone has an amazing weekend, an awesome Friday. And, you know, I want you guys all to be the best agents ever. So if you guys need anything else or come up with anything, always feel free to message me and I'll talk you through anything. Okay. All right. Thanks.
Fantastic, Amy. Thank you so much.
Love you.